If you have a dream of becoming the top 1% earners of the world, if you have a dream of traveling around the world, if you have a dream of purchasing expensive houses, land, cars, spending quality time with your family, doing less while making more, paying off your debt through trading, then you've got to listen to this video. What's up everybody, what's up happy people? This is BGFX Legend and I'm back with yet another insightful video. So when I started my trading journey, just like any other person, I was doing enough research. I was looking around the internet, YouTube, everywhere I could find information, reading books, and there were certain things that I could not understand. Of course, I understood that this was a good business to be in, and there were successful individuals during that time, and there were a lot of things that were not really making sense. For instance, the first thing that I realized was that trading was not designed for poor people. Yeah, I know. You're probably wondering right now, what is this guy trying to say? I realized this. This is a personal thing that I noticed within the markets, within the industry. I realized that yes, it is easily accessible to everybody, but what I noticed was that this system, whether you're trading Forex, futures, cryptos, synthetic indices, CFDs, whatever you trade, I realized that these businesses or these business models were not really designed to make sure that poor people make it. Matter of fact, this was designed for wealthy people who had something to manage, who had portfolios, who had money to manage and probably to increase or expand their portfolios. So I was like, so what should I do now? Okay, I'm coming from a background where we do not really have a lot of money. I do not have $100,000. I don't have $50,000 to start with. So what do I do? Of course, I realized that most platforms or most brokers, they do allow us to deposit with minimum amounts, but still for me it was not making sense until I noticed one thing. I became so good at trading, but in as much as I was good at my trading, my skill was top notch, I was still suffering. I was struggling. I could not pay my bills. I could not meet my personal needs. I had a skill, but this skill set, nothing was really happening. That's when I really noticed that indeed the system is rigged. So if the system is designed for people who have money already, so I have to also find a way to rig the rigged system. So I did a bit of research and I looked at all the successful traders that I could find at the time, and I was not really interested in looking at their strategy because I noticed that I already had a working strategy that was consistently profitable. But I was asking myself that, how do I cross from being very, very broke to making money, to being able to make enough money to pay for my bills, to take care of myself, to have a little bit of a decent life? That's when I noticed a few patterns. This is what I realized. This is my personal opinion, and I believe everybody has got their own personal opinion, which I still respect. I noticed that the majority of people who really made it in the markets, who really made it big, who wanted to live a luxurious lifestyle, who really wanted to buy something, who really wanted to pay their debts, who really wanted to withdraw large amounts, they had one characteristic. They were not scared to lose. They were not scared to lose their account. So over the years, I designed a system to make sure that I cross to the other side. And what is that system? The system is simply to do away with fear. And this is what I could do. I realized that I don't need to learn so much. I just need to have good quality setup. So I developed what is called an A+ trading setup system. What do I mean? I had to backtest my strategy, and I found out that there were certain patterns, there was a certain model, there was a certain entry criteria, certain entry rule that if it plays out, that is an A+ setup, 90% of the time or 80% of the time, it was going to be a winning trade. So after having that, I then went on to say, okay, with the little amount of money that I have, how do I push it? Like, how can I push it right? Within a week, within a day, within a few days. So obviously I started intraday trading, I started scalping. This is where the concept of flipping accounts started. I started flipping accounts, and I realized one thing. So I know in your head you're probably thinking that your psychology is poor, you do not have a good quality strategy, you do not have the resources, you do not have money. Many people think, now this is the reverse psychology that I realized in the markets. When people tend to lose, it's not that they are losing so much. Yes, losses are part of the game. Winning trades are part of the game. But what happens is that when you're putting so much work, right, and you are having little to no results, or you're trading, or you're spending most of your time looking at the charts and nothing is really happening, you are not able to purchase whatever you want to purchase, you are not able to pay for your bills, you are going to be frustrated. You get into a frustration mode, right? And what you think is that, let me look for another strategy. And then you continue in a cycle thinking that for you to solve your problem, you have to look for another strategy. I can tell you that a lot of traders, they actually have a good trading system, but the problem is you are not maximizing the potential of your trade. You have good trades that you see in the markets, but when these good trades play out, you are not maximizing. You are not pumping those lot sizes. You are not risking enough in the markets. There is risk management, I know, but if you don't understand this concept, watch my previous video where I spoke about why you should flip accounts. You understand what I'm trying to say. So maximize on a good winning trade. The second thing I realized was that for the winning trades that I had, I needed to allow the trades to run so that I maximize on the profit target, which is where I got to develop a high risk to reward ratio system, so that when I have a good quality trading setup and then I mix it with my good trade management, I maximize on the opportunity. When I get out of the market, I'm able to do whatever I need to do. So I started doing this. I started trading, I started scalping, I was intraday trading, and I realized that I would face so many challenges. Sometimes greed, sometimes fear, sometimes my body will feel, when you enter into a position, you will start feeling something in your stomach. I realized that there was something happening within me. I was not willing to lose in the markets, but I had to push myself out of the comfort zone. So I noticed the majority of successful big guys who are really making money and downloading money in the markets, they had to go past through the pain threshold or the fear threshold. They had to push themselves out of that. And guess what? I started seeing profits. The first withdrawal, when you withdraw, you're able to purchase 1, 2, 3, 4. You are able to take care of your family members. You are probably paying for their school fees. You're buying groceries. You start feeling comfortable because you are seeing what you're doing. Now, imagine you're trading a $50 account and you're busy with your 1% or your $1, $2 per position. Trust me, you will be frustrated. I'm just telling you guys the truth. So now, when you flip an account, what happens is that there are times where you blow the accounts. There are times where it will not work out. But because I know I have an A trading setup, I'm going to pump that thing. And when I do pump the lots, I'm expecting either a win or a lose. But what I'm trying to do is to come out of the being broke situation. When you flip an account, it's going to take you to another level. Now, let's look at this trade that one of my students took a few months ago, right? He took an account from $40 to $3,400 within one trade, obviously maximizing the setup, and he was willing to take the position and adding on to the setup as it was playing out. Remember the high risk to reward ratio, right? So imagine if he could flip the $40 into $3,400, as you can see on the screen, right? After the first trade, what you have is that if it is a successful trade, you have what is called a cushion. Now there's money in your trading account. Now there's money in your bank account. Now you are able to pay for your bills. You are able to cover whatever you need to cover. You are no longer trading with that frustration. You come back tomorrow again, maybe you start with the same balance again, $40. You try to push yourself until you get to the position. Guys, you cannot want Lamborghinis if you are scared in the markets. You cannot want living a good life if you are scared in the markets. You cannot want to travel around the world if you are scared. You cannot want to pay off your debt if you are scared of hitting the markets. Look at all the traders that you think of, the legit ones, the ones that you like sort of idolize. Go and study what they're doing. They are not scared of blowing. They are not scared of risking. I'm not saying go and blow your accounts. Obviously, you need to swallow whatever you can swallow. You need to swallow what you are capable of chewing, right? Obviously, I'm not saying go and do exactly like I'm doing. There are so many avenues. Some people, I tell them after flipping, go and purchase a Profem account so that you can grow your portfolio, right? So that you have enough capital. Guys, I hate to see many people struggling and suffering. If you have the skill set and you are not using it, you are not maximizing on the potential, you are busy looking for a lot of strategies and nothing is still happening. It's not because you do not have. Some people, yes, they do not have a strategy, but some people do have something. You need one setup, just one or two setups that you master, that you look for in the markets, and then you pounce on it. You hit it until you see the results, until you start seeing your life changing, right? Until you start seeing things happening, until you have this mindset. It's going to be difficult for you. So there are so many ways, there are so many avenues, but this one, tried and tested. Yes, you are going to blow accounts along the way, but your efforts, as you continue to do it, you start gaining mastery of your setups and your trading. And fear obviously is not going to completely go, but you know how to manage it. And obviously, now when you put in the work, when you're trading, once you start seeing the money coming in, you are going to enjoy it. You are going to love it. So guys, if you really love this kind of content, if you love the video, make sure you click the like button so that it helps me to push the video to many people across the globe. And also make sure you share the video to as many people as you can. Subscribe to the channel so that each and every time I upload a video, you will be the first one to receive a notification. So ladies and gentlemen, this is BGFX Legend. A peace.